What is up, everybody? I am Kevin Iole. Thank you for joining me. UFC 315. Pretty good night of fights in Montreal tonight. And we have a new welterweight champion. A lot of people give Belal Muhammad crap for being boring, for not being an exciting fighter. The UFC welterweight champion brought it tonight. He delivered a really fun, entertaining fight, but it wasn't enough. Della Maddalena wins a unanimous decision, 48-47 twice, 49-46. I actually had it 49-46 for Della Maddalena. I only gave Muhammad the fourth round. Some of the first couple of rounds were really, really close, and I could see how you could go one way or the other with those. I felt like Della Maddalena did the better job in the first three rounds, landed the more telling strikes. And I gave him the fifth round for that very reason. Both of those guys went at it. They both knew the fight was hanging in the balance, and they really went at it in the final round. And I thought it was a fantastic fight, a fantastic performance by both guys, but Della Maddalena got it. And that was an impressive performance by him because he, for the most part, stood in the center of the octagon and struck with Belal Muhammad and did not allow Muhammad to use his wrestling and to get him down. Muhammad had one takedown attempt in the first round, no takedown attempts in the third round, and he didn't get his first takedown in the entire fight until the fourth round. He was 3 for 9 in takedowns in the fight, Muhammad was, and he's not going to win a fight against an elite boxer like Della Maddalena if he cannot get more than 3 takedowns. Give Della Maddalena a lot of credit for his game plan. It was brilliant. Whenever he was backing up, whenever he was near the octagon, that was when you saw Belal Muhammad have a little bit of success. But when they were in the center of the cage, that wasn't the case. Belal just was not able to figure out a way to get that distance cut and to get Della Maddalena on his back. And the times that he did get him down, JDM was able to reverse it and get himself up and get off his back. So it was a really brilliant performance by him. I think the interesting thing about this now is that he is almost certainly going to fight Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champion, who is going to move up to welterweight. Islam has wanted to move up for a while, but he said he would not move up if Belal Muhammad was the champion. They have trained together. Belal is close friends with Khabib Nurmagomedov, who is the coach and mentor of Islam Makhachev. With Della Maddalena having winning the fight, you're going to see Islam move up. He said he is not going to surrender the belt at 155. He is going to try to keep the title and be a two-division champion at the same time. Having said that, I don't believe that the UFC will allow that, but that is for down the road, and we will see. Notably, Dana White did not attend the post-fight news conference after the show at the Bell Center in Montreal, so we don't know what he is thinking. But it looks like Della Maddalena's next fight will be against the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Islam Makhachev. And Belal Muhammad has nothing to be embarrassed about. I thought he fought a terrific fight. You can make an argument for him to win. Like I said, I had it 4-1, so I don't want to go out here and say, oh, he was robbed or make it look. I kind of felt like Della Maddalena won, but the rounds were close. Both guys were landing a lot of good shots. And I just thought it was a better percentage, higher percentage of significant strikes landed, and about 8 punches more per round landed by JDM. And that is what basically got him the championship. In the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko staved off a spirited bid by Manon Fiorot. Fiorot was in big trouble in the first round. Val knocked her down, had her in trouble, controlled her for a long time on the ground. Her nose was bloodied in the first round. It looked like she was bleeding from the mouth as well, and just looked like she was in big, big jeopardy. And Fiorot came back, and give her a lot of credit. She wins rounds 2 and 3, looks really good doing it. Round 4 was very competitive until the end, and Valentina knocked her down at the end of the 4th round. And that might, who knows what the judges were thinking there, but that might have been decisive in that round. And that's really the round that won her the fight. She went out and won the 5th. But without that knockdown at the end of the 4th round, who knows what Valentina would have done. So, that was really a fun fight. I think it's interesting. This is something to think about with Valentina. She's had those really close fights with Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso submitted her in their first fight, then came back, and there was a draw in their second fight. That was a close fight. I thought Valentina won. I thought the one judge made a mistake in scoring and gave a round to Grasso that should have gone to Shevchenko. As a result, the fight comes out a draw. And I thought that was a mistake. I thought that Shevchenko won that fight, but still the fight was close. And then she goes out at Noche UFC, and she cleanly beat Grasso in that fight. But it wasn't this wide performance that we kind of had come to expect of Valentina before. So I think the field is catching up to Valentina a little bit. Valentina is also 37 years old, right? So she's not going to be able to stay on top as long and as dominantly as she had before. So I thought that was a really interesting performance. And I'll tell you what, Valentina is going to have a lot of trouble with Natalia Silva, who really handled Alexa Grasso on the main card. Won a unanimous decision, was so quick, so elusive. Her kicks were really good. I was very, very impressed with her, with Natalia Silva. And I think if she gets that next title shot, and I expect that is probably what will happen, if she gets that title shot, but I'll tell you what, I think she has a legitimate chance to unseat the champion. Valentina has that presence, and Natalia is a young fighter still on the way up, and that's always difficult to overcome. But very, very impressive performance by Natalia Silva. One last thing I should mention, Jose Aldo looks like he will be retiring. I thought he won the fight against Amin Zahabi today. I had it 2-1 for Jose Aldo. All 3 judges gave rounds 2 and 3 to Amin Zahabi, and he won the fight. The 3rd round was really fascinating. Aldo hurt Zahabi and really went hard for the finish. Chased him down, through kicks, through knees, was punches, and was really going hard for it in the first 2 minutes of that final round. And then you saw he just hit the wall. He gassed out, and he had nothing left to give. He said that it was a really tough weight cut for him, and he didn't make weight. The fight went from a bantamweight fight to a featherweight fight. And he said there were a lot of things that had gone on. He just didn't feel good during the week. And you saw him run out of energy. And Zahabi got him down, had him on his back, was elbowing him. And it looked like Jose gave up, basically. He didn't try to get up. So after the fight, he said, "This is probably the last time you'll see me." The Hall of Famer retired once before after a loss to the now bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili in 2022. That was in Utah. He retired after that fight, went into the Hall of Fame in 23. Came back in 24. He's 1-2 on the comeback, and it looks like that is it for one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. But the big news tonight, Jack Della Maddalena is the new welterweight champion. Congratulations to him. It was a great performance. Let me know what you think about the show. What fight or fighter caught your eye? Please let me know in the comments. If you don't already, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Also, go to keviniole.com to see all my written content. There's a lot of stuff there. And if you have any ideas what you want me to do, anything you want me to write about, talk about, anybody you want me to interview, comment about that, and I will do the best I can do. Hope you enjoyed the fights, everybody. Have a great night. We will talk to you soon.